Well, ladies and gentlemen, the plot has just thickened between the National Association of Realtors and Zillow. NAR just announced that they are going to release a showing application, a showing technology that is going to compete directly with showing time. How ironic. So it's interesting. If you look at what's happened up until this point, so Zillow becomes a competing real estate brokerage firm as a member of NAR, a member of National Association of Realtors, competing with realtors like you and I, competing with brokerages that you and I work for. And so that happens. Then they come out about a month or so ago and announce their acquisition, their $500 million acquisition of showing time, which obviously, you know, the industry has really been up in arms about what does that mean. So Riz Media came out with an interesting article that had a couple good points. And the first one was from Joseph Rand, the chief creative officer at Howard Hanna. He said, "I think that brokers and agents have already shown some concern about this. Zillow is a competing broker now. And I don't know that brokers and agents are comfortable with a single broker having control over the scheduling and showing process." He says, imagine if, let's just say, Keller Williams Realty had purchased showing time. Would any other agents or brokers use it? Which is a great question, because if you think about it, Zillow now is no different than RE/MAX. They're no different than Keller Williams. They're no different than Howard Hanna. They're no different than my brokerage, Brookstone Realtors. They are a real estate brokerage firm, just like all the others. However, this is a really good point, is now that Zillow owns showing time, how would you feel about it if Keller Williams owned showing time? I think that the industry, to this article's point, I think there'd be a lot of people that would race to look for another solution faster than what they've been doing here with Zillow. However, the article goes on to say that following Zillow's entrance into the brokerage world, Riz Media conducted a survey, more than 2,000 real estate professionals, and found that 87% considered Zillow's into brokerage space was negative, and the real estate, while only 3% said it was positive. Only 3% of the real estate industry thought that Zillow becoming a competing broker was a good thing. Now, furthermore, okay, so this is what's so interesting about this. So the president and founder of Realty One Group, Kuba Janowig, it's a very difficult last name to pronounce. They interviewed him, and he had a couple really good points. So he said that the current rate of international money flowing into the U.S., into the real estate industry, is staggering. Everyone is racing for data-based solutions, including showing services. He said that Zillow paid a very high premium for showing time, but that inflated cost was almost immediately justified on Wall Street as its stock price soared to an all-time high market cap of $53.6 billion with a B, billion dollars, which more than covers the amount of the transaction. So, you know, Zillow's worth more now than it ever has been, because the question is, you know, Zillow needs users, you and I, real estate agents, to continue to use the showing time platform for that to be a profitable venture for them. Now, with the National Association of Realtors launching their own showing technology through SentryLock, that is going to compete directly with showing time, which we're going to talk about that here in just a second. So it says Zillow wants to keep business in their ecosystem. referring other American brands, Tesla and Amazon, which have successfully transitioned into broader businesses. So Zillow began as a lead generation company, as you guys all know, and their goal is to streamline the process, to control the process from end to end. We know that's part of Zillow's goal. We don't know the rest of their plans, but that's what they've publicly come out and said. We want to control the end-to-end process. Meaning they want to control search, they want to control the transaction, the closing, the mortgage, the title, the escrow, the entire thing. So the interesting thing is that we're going to see here is NAR has come out and said, hey, we're going to roll out our new showing technology to all of our members this summer of 2021. What will be interesting is how many brokerages choose to use the SentryLock system with now their showing application that is a direct integration with the MLS system. Again, we're going to talk about that in just a second. And how many brokers and how many agents are going to drop showing time. So in this article that Riz Media wrote, they interviewed a broker owner from RE/MAX. And so she said, with showing time now aligned with Zillow, some agents or brokers may look to cut ties with the company. She said, I think that the overall industry's response is mixed and confused, which is totally understandable. I totally agree with her. Clarity of the mission and vision is key for any business. Our understanding of the mission and vision of Zillow is unclear. Their words and their actions do not appear to be in alignment. Agreed 100%. For years, they told us, hey, we're never going to directly compete with you. We're never going to get into the real estate brokerage business. Well, that wasn't true at all, was it? Here we are in 2021. Zillow's a real estate brokerage. She said, they say that they acquired showing time for R&D and to fix inefficiencies, but fail to clarify where those inefficiencies exist. The reality appears that they are actually seeking valuable data, and what remains unclear for some of us is what they actually plan to do with the data. And I agree with this broker 100%. I mean, Zillow continues to say one thing and do the exact opposite. And so with the purchase of showing time, going back to the further point in this video, I mean, if RE/MAX owned showing time, if Keller Williams owned showing time, if Century 21 owned showing time, and you worked for a company that didn't own that company, I mean, wouldn't that make you a little bit nervous that you are putting your showing request and your client's information potentially through another competing company's software? It's kind of weird. Okay, so now just this week, NAR, this is an interesting article from Housing Wire. They say NAR schedules proxy war with Zillow. Okay, so SentryLock, which is essentially a lockbox system. I'm sure you guys have probably heard of it by now, or maybe a lot of you are using it. It's an automated lockbox system where the seller has control, the agent has control. They can unlock them, unlock them automatically. National Association of Realtors owns SentryLock, and I don't know if you knew that or not, okay? However, they just came out and announced that they are going to have their own showing system this summer. So the article says SentryLock, a home lockbox company who is owned by the National Association of Realtors, announced Tuesday that they created a computer and smartphone platform to help real estate agents juggle their home showing appointments. Okay. Now, they said the development is intriguing for a few reasons, which I totally agree. Check it out. So for one, SentryLock, which is a 19-year-old company located just north of Cincinnati, said that the product is an attempt to compete directly against showing time, which is the industry leader in the home showing appointment realm, and a company Zillow purchased for $500 million back in February. But ironically, the emerging NAR-Zillow proxy battle comes just 3 months after Zillow announced that it's going to be a NAR member and a real estate brokerage. Also, Zillow increasingly relies upon listen closely, the NAR sanctioned MLS service feeds to highlight available homes on its website, and more that spurred on an antitrust lawsuit by the discount brokerage Rex against Zillow and NAR, which I made a video about just a couple of weeks ago. NAR owned SentryLock spent the last 18 months writing code and otherwise developing the new appointment handler, said company CEO Scott Fisher. The platform uses Google Cloud and marries across between the agent's appointment page and SentryLock lockboxes. The platform, Fisher said, was created with showing time in mind. So Fisher, the CEO of the National Association of Realtors, they're creating this software. They're creating this showing application, this showing solution over the past 18 months to directly compete with Showing Time. Showing Time has about all the market after they bought centralized showing service back in 2019. So NAR, a defendant in half a dozen antitrust lawsuits across the country, currently, which settled a federal Justice Department antitrust complaint in November, also spoke about the desired competition. Now, this is where they start to talk about why competition is good. So Goldberg from NAR says competition anywhere benefits the consumers everywhere. And the introduction of SentryLock's showing service solution offers a significant opportunities for realtors and our nation's entire real estate industry. SentryLock will have its platforms available in all MLS services by this summer. Fisher characterized NAR as very hands-off in its dealings with SentryLock, deferring to the subsidiary's technology experts. So this is going to be very, very interesting. And all these things coming to fruition now between NAR and Zillow now being a brokerage, and then NAR, Zillow buying Showing Time, gets everybody up in arms, and now NAR creating their own showing service, which is going to directly compete with Zillow, who's one of its members. I mean, this just keeps getting more and more interesting. And so it'll be very, very interesting to see what happens this summer when SentryLock comes out with their own showing service that directly integrates, so a couple things, directly integrates with the MLS, just like Showing Time did. However, it also directly integrates with the lockbox itself. So I think what's going to happen here is, as SentryLock comes out with this showing service, if it's easier to use, it's going to be very interesting to see how many or how fast people drop Showing Time. And if that happens, how Zillow will respond to that, because, I mean, let's face it, they just dropped $500 million to acquire Showing Time. And then just, not even a month later, NAR comes out with their own showing solution, which on the surface seems like it might be a better solution because of the integration with the MLS all across the country, because of the integration with the actual lockboxes, which then gives sellers direct access to the entire experience. I think this is a good play by NAR. I think this is a really good play. I think a lot of agents that hear about this are going to be very pleased to see that the National Association of Realtors, who we want to believe support the real estate agent, that want to pour into our business, pour into the real estate industry, has come out with something that will compete back with Zillow which is nice to see. So that's going to be, I'll keep you guys updated as I get more and more information about just new information around Zillow and NAR. And, it'll be interesting to see what happens here as we move into summer of 2021. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I'm going to try to make as many videos like this as I possibly can. Make sure you guys subscribe. And then in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are. Are you happy to see NAR come out with its own showing technology, where it'll give you options now instead of having to do business with a potential competitor? How do you guys feel about this? Let me know in the comment section. I'll see you guys in the next video very soon.